Hello and welcome to another episode of the Landscaper Growth Show. My name is Mark Lamberth. I'm your host. Today I'm speaking with Divine Davis, Divine Landscaping in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Divine, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, it's been fun talking here before the show. I'm excited to unpack some of the stuff that you guys are up to. Would love to start just by hearing what services you provide for your customers there in the Springs.
So we're a complete design, build, and construction company, and we maintain everything as well. So we have a whole design team based around everything. We use Procreate designs, so we're very visually appealing and taking a lot of time to assess not only just the visual aspect of design and build, but also the functionality of anyone's project. We don't want to build something for someone and then have it fail later on and have sort of functionality issues later on. We want it to make sense as well as be beautiful.
Gotcha. And so when you say design and build, I mean, this is all like hardscape design build. I mean, this isn't design build like in the construction field. This is all kind of in the landscaping and hardscaping realm, yeah?
Yeah, so we do like residential installations. We can do paver walkways and patios for people, fire pits, all that kind of thing. So we don't do swimming pools. It's one of the things we don't do. Waterworks and things like that are just difficult for us. We have trusted partners that help us with that. But we don't only do residential. We're doing, like, we did the whole metropolitan district and painting around some of their waterheads, places that supply the water for all the homes out there. And we've done schools, and we do like a little bit of everything for construction wise based stuff, landscaping. So yeah.
That's awesome. What percentage of the business roughly is residential versus like commercial, or is commercial?
I would say 40% is residential, 60% commercial. A lot of our profitability margins are more so in commercial. So, you know, we also don't want to forget about our residential clients because they're kind of the bread and butter. They kind of help our business go around. So we try to take care of a lot of our residential clients as well. So yeah.
Gotcha. This, noob question here. Why is commercial more profitable than residential?
So most people, I think, in the aspect of like care for landscaping, there's a lot of DIYers. It might be a lot of younger individuals in the state. We have a lot of people that have moved from Texas and California here. So it seems like the residential market, there's not a lot of people that are super willing to do projects that carry a lot more profitability. Like mow maintenance in reality for our company is not an insanely profitable thing. It's more of something that we do to kind of get our logo and our people around, and it keeps my employees paid, but it also keeps them busy in the times that we don't have installations or bigger projects. So as far as like residential being a smaller portion, obviously, like, I don't know. I could dive into that subject very deep on why residential is possible, but yeah. Inevitably, the commercial is the bread and butter. My profit margins on commercial are really high. So,
okay. We had talked about that. I mean, your company is servicing all of the McDonald's in the Springs there?
Yeah, we take care of 90% of the McDonald's in Colorado Springs right now. I think we have 24 of them that we take care of total. So, yeah, they're very great. There are a lot of. It's not what people think. Most of them are franchise owners. Largest one owns, I think, 10 of them, 9 or 10 of them. And then the others have like 3 or 4, right? So there's not very many owners. It's very tight knit, and they're very like attentive about, little things that can be fixed. I can speak directly to those franchisee owners. It's not like some corporate operation that I have to put in a bid and wait, weeks on end just to get something done. So I love that aspect of it.
Amazing. You're a young guy. You're very smart, and it sounds like operating an amazing business. But I have folks here on the show that are young, and I'm like just amazed at how smart and like how much they figured out. Right? I mean, how do you break into working with a company like McDonald's I mean, maybe it's, not as completely mystified as I imagine, but I meant to think about, corporate, it's a huge bidding process, just all kinds of stuff. You're working with, all these different owners, not 24 different owners, but a number of different owners of McDonald's. How does someone go about breaking into these like kind of iconic commercial mainstays of the US in their local market?
So your most important tool in any business is communication. Being able to branch out and speak to others about literally anything. So whatever your business is, whatever you're good in or you're good at or want to bring to light, you need to bring it to light to everyone. You need to speak to everyone. Tell them, hey, I have a business. By the way, I do this. I do, the more you say that, the more your dream is going to come to fruition. It's almost like manifesting, right? So one of the things that I've been doing is at parties, at events, anywhere I go, I'm always pitching that I own a business. And I'm encouraging others to ask me about it. And in this particular instance, I ran into a guy at a McDonald's trimming shrubs. And I was like, hey, who's your boss? Like, how do what's going on with this? Or like, how long you been taking care of this? He's like, well, I am the boss. And I've had these McDonald's locations for the last 17 years. I got them from my father. He had passed away when I was younger. And basically, he's the only one, him and his brothers, his family were the only ones that took care of all the McDonald's in Colorado Springs. And I was, by communicating and talking, quickly realized this and mentioned to him that I would purchase his business and take on that portion of everything. And it just turned into a deal. And that's how it's been with everything. I'm also in touch with a lot of other business owners as well, people that own construction companies, people that own landscape companies that are a lot bigger than mine. And you'd be surprised how helpful and willing to help a lot of these people are. So
amazing. When you're out networking and going out in the world and going to parties and things, do you ever wear your branded shirt?
I actually don't. I don't. I'm just in my casual, like whatever, and it's funny because a lot of people judge. They're like, well, you're young, whatever. And I think I'm whatever they have to assume, maybe not as knowledgeable as I am. And the second I start talking, they realize like, okay, this guy's a little bit different. I want to know a little bit more. So then people, they ask me questions and it just kind of develops into a broader conversation. So yeah.
100%. I mean, after you're able to talk with someone, I mean, my experience has been that with folks we've talked to and also businesses that I've run, especially when I was quite a lot younger, going out and doing some pretty serious business in my early 20s with real estate. Does age ever really come up? I mean, does anyone ever seriously question that? I mean, after you're able to talk with them, they ever say, well, I just need to get some other bids. I'm not sure if you can handle it. You're too young. Ever anything like that come up?
It comes up for sure. I actually got my real estate license, I think, when I turned 18, and I was trying to sell real estate, going door to door, kind of being the grunt, just trying to figure out how to sell. And all the time, it had me questioning things about myself. It had me questioning, like, is my image wrong? What am I doing? And I couldn't get a deal for the longest time. And I did get quite a few often, hey, you're young. I just don't know if I really trust you to make the biggest purchase of my lifetime. Like most people's biggest purchase is their home, right? So that does appear, but again, I prove myself through my words, through references, and through, I guess, my internet presence as well. It becomes very apparent that I'm very serious, if not more serious than most of my competition, that I will take care of you and do right. Because inevitably, if I take care of you, you'll take care of me. And it just goes around and around and around.
Man, I love it. So we talked to you a little bit before the show. I always like to ask, how a company is unique, right? Because everybody says they're the best, but what we've seen, a lot over the years is that different is better than better, right? And so how are you guys different? And we talked about that a little bit. I'd love for you to explain that. You had talked about kind of your values and morals, and man, I love that frame on it, right? Like, what are your values as a company? You talked about kind of the way that you treat customers is unique. Would you be willing to kind of share that and kind of unpack that a little bit?
Yeah, so very early on, I was, I guess, sort of in a fear mindset of like, I really have to take care of my clients. I have to like do right by them to make sure. And like, I was just nervous. I was kind of always like sweating, and I never really lost that. I regained my cool. And one of the things that we do is we we always take care of our clients no matter what. Like, even if it means losing money, it doesn't matter. You have to take care of your client. It's the right thing to do. It's the morals and ethics wise. I couldn't understand why a lot of other companies, a lot of other individuals do things in such a way that kind of skips over to make sure that they're still okay, even though they're screwing up their clients. So that kind of stuff is not acceptable with us. Obviously, we don't like losing money, but if we have to make sure the client is right, then we're going to. But I don't think a lot of other company owners understand that or hire based on that. A lot of my hire decisions are based on people that I know are willing to speak up to do the right thing always. Like, that's the key. If you have even the slightest hint of, oh, I'm a liar or I steal or I do something that's not ethically right, then they're gone. I don't keep people like that here. So that's very.
And I mean, yeah, I appreciate you getting into this. And let me ask just an obvious, simple question, perhaps, but why do you have to take care of your customers? Okay. And I'm asking this, it's obvious that you do, right? We all know that we need to, I know I have to, but in your words, I mean, what are the consequences? What happens, right? And what does it mean to take care of them, right? Obviously, you're going to go do the work. You're going to show up. You're going to get paid. You're going to do the basic level of work, but things come up, right? Going to put in an irrigation system. Something wasn't planned for. Potentially, you're headed towards a situation where you're not going to make money on this client, but you're still taking care of them. Why? What does it mean to take care of your customers, and what are the implications if you don't?
First of all, I need to sleep good at night, and I do not sleep good at night knowing that I pissed somebody off or made them angry or did something that might inevitably hurt them. That's not a good feeling. I don't know how people sleep at night in general doing things like that to people all day. So that's my number one. Number two is it's the right thing to do. And from the aspect of knowing what you would want yourself, how would you yourself want to be treated in any instance? I've had people do work on my own before, and they've done things, they've gone above and beyond, and I know that feeling that I get from that, and I'm more willing to pay more for that. So people are willing to take care of you, especially if you're willing to take care of them. What goes around comes around. So the other big business aspect of that is word of mouth. It's huge, and when you mess somebody over, you wouldn't believe how crazy that word spreads like wildfire. So yeah.
Amazing. I've heard if you take care of someone really well, they'll tell two people. If you screw them over or do a terrible job, they'll tell 20. Right. So, man, I love it. Just great advice here, Divine. Thank you for sharing that and getting into that with me. Fantastic. Great story of the company. I've seen over here, you've got, 60 5-star reviews. You're clearly doing a lot of things right. And it's just really a joy to have you here on the show.
Yeah.
If folks are looking for landscaping company to work with in Colorado Springs, what are the best ways to get in touch with you guys?
You can call us at 719-600-1713, or you can reach out to us at owner@divinelandscape.net. That's one way to reach out to us. Two ways, actually. You can go to any McDonald's location and probably bump into us. So we're always there. So yeah, that's yeah.
Love it. Yeah, some great photos and videos of their work over at divinelandscape.net. That's DIVINE, divinelandscape.net, where you can give Divine a call at 719-600-1713. Fantastic, Divine. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today, sharing your story, and wishing you the best of luck in 2026 and beyond.
Right on. You as well, man. Thank you.